for Predator Hish-Qu-Ten guide. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. We'll just go over the basic general Predator.
Sub-Zero Reptile.
The general Predator basic attacks, movement, la-di-da, special moves. Right, okay. Let's first of all start off with Predator's movement. His walk-back speed is less than average, it's not the best. And his walk-forward speed is better than his walk-back, but still not the best. His run is faster than it looks. It looks really funny, it's like Borucho's run, but it's fairly fast in terms of speed. His jumps are a bit floaty, so keep that in mind because you might get anti-aired. His jump 1 isn't the best, but his jump 2 is much better. And his neutral jump is really good as well. Let's go through his standing 1 series of attacks. Standing 1, pretty basic for a standing 1. Slower than some, but still pretty good, being +1 on block. It is a high, so keep that in mind. Back 1 is a mid. It's got quite a good range, but never use this move really, because the only thing you can really do, you can't really hit confirm it into the scimitar stab, but there is a string which is mid-low, which can catch people off guard. Now forward 1 is a 8 frame high, backhand sort of thing. It's -2 on block, so you can stagger it. And it gives a pretty good hit advantage. So yeah, you can stagger it and go for a throw. Oops. And yeah. Just keep in mind it's a high and you will get poked out of it. His down 1, slower than some, but it has, since the patch it's had its range increased, so yeah. Moving on to the standing 2 series of moves. Now standing 2 is a mid. Very good mid actually. It's got a little, not the best range, but the whole string is a launcher, so keep that in mind. Back 2 is a long range high attack from about half screen. If you're here, back 2 will catch them. It is a high, so people can poke out of it. Best used in conjunction with down 4. Yeah. Forward 2 is a slow mid. It has decent range. 29 frame startup, so it's about the same speed as Leatherface's overhead attacks, and it's +2 on block, so keep that in mind. You can actually land it if you get a discount, so if your opponent's hugging the block button you can throw it out and you're in advantage. His down 2 is, I think it was buffed. It has better range, better hurt box, so if I get Reptile to jump forward, it's a decent down 2, but it's not nothing to write home about. I won't be let's just say this now, I won't be reading your guys' comments until I activate it, and then you can ask questions and I will answer them, hopefully, if you're still here watching it then. Let's go with the standing 3 series of moves. Standing 3 is a 12 frame high, -1 on block. It used to be a mid back when Predator was released, but they removed that. For Hish-Qu-Ten, this string is important, so keep that in mind. back 3 is a 14 frame low. It's his only 50-50 combo starter through his normals, so keep that in mind. His down 3 is his fastest poke at 7 frames. It's -6 on block, so if you get blocked, just remember to block afterwards. Probably the poke you're going to use the most is down 3. And let's go through his 4 series of moves. Standing 4, pretty good for a standing 4. Very useful in Hish-Qu-Ten, which we will get to later on. Back 4 is a sweep. Pretty average as sweeps go. Nothing special there. Now his forward 4 is a long range big leg, which is a hard knockdown or a delayed knockdown. Hang on, let me check. It's not a hard knockdown. It's but it's a very useful move to keep in mind. Keep in mind it's there, and you use this the most in some combos. His down 4 is extremely useful, especially against Grandmaster Sub-Zero because it goes through the clone. But it's very negative on block at -13, so don't just throw it out there without cancel it into a special move, which we'll get to later on. Right, let's go through the strings. Okay, standing 1, 2, 2. Just a basic combo starter. Punish maybe. 0 on block, so no one's at advantage or disadvantage if you use it on block. Last hit is an overhead, so keep that in mind. Especially that combo is string is important in Hish-Qu-Ten, which we will get to later. Payback time, back 1, 2 is that lunging mid. That's the only really real reason you're going to use that mid is this string. It's a hard knockdown, so they can't roll out of it, and it will catch people off guard if they don't know the matchup really well. Forward 1, 2, the high attack, has a series of options you can do after it. Forward 1, 2 is just a basic attack. Forward 1, 2, up 2 is a launcher, and it's safe on block. Now, remember, I won't read your comments until I activate the comment section, so keep that in mind. It's a launching attack, which you can follow up with a combo. And forward 1, 2, down 2 is a low attack. -12 on block, so it is very unsafe. Okay. 2-1 mid string, useful. 0 on block. The first two hits are 0, but if you go for the launching version, that's extremely unsafe on block. So try to use 2-1 as much as you can, because no one's at advantage if it gets blocked. Forward 2, 1, 2. It's basically a launcher ending with an overhead. It's a slow. This is where Predator's biggest damage comes from, that string. Because the last hit's an overhead, you can mix things up in Hish-Qu-Ten, which we will get to later. Forward 2, 1 is 0 on block, that part of the string. It's not 0, it's a +1 on block, sorry. So You are at advantage if you just do the first 2 hits. If you do the whole string, it's punishable but on block. Back 2-2, this spear move. Long range, ends with a overhead into hard knockdown, but it has a gap, which I will show right now. Slippery slide. He can armor, or he can backdash. Whoa, wow, actually. Okay, that's something new. Reptile can't backdash it, but he can armor it. But if you're versing a character like Triborg with a better backdash, it won't get him. Three, 4, 1+3. Just a combo ender, nothing special. Second hit's an overhead. Nothing special. Basically, it's your go-to combo ender if you're not using Scimitar Stab. Back 3-2-2. The low starter for Predator. The whole string is unsafe on block, and it's full combo punishable by every single member of the cast, so keep that in mind. And back 3 down 2. Low, overhead, low. It's great to mix your opponent up, but it's very unsafe on block, so keep that in mind. Special moves, let's go through these. Stealth, cloaking. Predator takes reduced chip damage when this is active. That's all, really. The only real way you can activate this safely is after 4-4 during the combo. The EX version, you take immune to chip damage, so if you block attacks you won't take any damage at all, and it lasts much longer than the regular version. Smart Disc, this is an interesting projectile. It tracks the opponent, so if they teleport, the disc will go to them. It can also be done in the air, and it stays there for a few seconds and then homes in the opponent. There's also an EX version which summons 2 discs, and there's a air EX version. Now the disc will go away on block, so keep that in mind. Block and hit, the disc will disappear. So if Predator blocks an attack, or if he gets hit, the disc will disappear. Scimitar Stab. This is the launching attack for Predator. It's a very slow armored move if you EX it. It has 1 hit of armor, and if you want it to bounce, you have to spend a bar by meter burning up, and you can do a combo afterwards. If you wake up with it and you want to launch them, you have to spend 2 bars to get the combo. It's very slow and can be broken. The armor can be broken by pretty much every single person, every other character in the game. So keep that in mind. It's also good for projectiles, getting through projectiles. So let me just record Reptile doing his thing. So, whoops. It's good to beat projectiles, but you have to be quick. His X-ray is fairly slow, at 15 frames, and it's -10 on block, so you can actually get punished for spending all your bars. But it's just an X-ray. There's not really much to talk about. It has a weird hurt box, and the damage scaling is incredible on it. So yeah, I would only ever use the X-ray if you know it's going to hit, and you don't use it in a combo, because you would get more damage by spending your bars somewhere else. Right. Now let's talk about Hish-Qu-Ten's variation-specific special moves. Oops. What's that? Okay. The Hish-Qu-Ten Predator is a zoning. Zoning means projectile. He has ability to throw lots of projectiles all around the screen. Let's start off with the straight one. It's a hide, so it can be crouched, and it doesn't do a lot of damage by itself. So if Reptile is crouching, the shots will go under it. The EX version on mids. The last two hits are mids, and it starts up in 8 frames. So it can be used as a wake-up attack, but don't use it all the time because it doesn't have armor and you will get hit out of it. But it's good when somebody's trying to jump in on you when you're knocked down as Predator. Up plasma shot. Not really much to say about this one apart from it's an anti-air. So if I get Reptile to jump, oops. If you think they're gonna jump, you can throw it out. The X1, same as the straight one, 3 shots. Hang on, let me just get Reptile full screen. There we go. You can do stuff like that. Unbreakable, 18% damage, but I wouldn't spend 2 bars for that. The low version. The low plasma shot can be made close, medium, or far. Oops. There we go. Close, medium, far. The EX1 is basically the same. 3 shots. You can actually use it in a combo, so if I do 1, 2... There you go. Easy 32%. This is where Hish-Qu-Ten gets interesting. As I said previously, the last hit of some of his strings are overhead, and you can use 1, 2 into low to make it a low. So if your opponent knows the last hit of this string is an overhead, you can mix it up by doing low, and then if they get hit by the overhead, you can go into the combo. So it's low shot is interesting. It is punishable by some of the faster reversals in the game. So if I get Reptile to reversal slippery slide, if I do that, there's a gap. Predator can be punished by Reptile, Kung Lao, Cassie's flip kick, basically any faster reversal in the game. Plasma caster. Oops. Back forward 3. This is just, if you hold it down, you can aim which way you want it to go. And you can cancel out of it. So this can actually be used to extend combos. So if I go 1, 2, oops. You can continue your combos if I do back 3. Yep. There is more damage scaling on it, and so keep that in mind. But you gain more meter if you cancel. Hish-Qu-Ten has weird looking cancels because he doesn't move at all when he cancels the plasma shot. Yeah. Now let's talk about cancels on block. Block mode always. Now Predator's only really plus framed cancel is off standing 4. This move. He's guaranteed a forward 1, standing 1 afterwards, because it is extremely plus. So if I get Reptile to jump, that's not what I want, sorry. Movement mode, jump. Whoops, fucked that up. Wow. Sorry. Predator is extremely plus after that. As you can see, I jumped before him. So yeah. If I get Reptile to reversal mode, slippery slide. Slippery slide is the fastest reversal in the game. If I get him to do that, you have to time it perfectly. Sorry, I'm messing it. Wow. There you go. Standing forward 1 is guaranteed after it. But of course you can, depending on the character, it's going to be tougher in arms. Well, you get the idea. So standing 4 is only plus that guarantees anything. You can cancel pretty much everything to make a string safe. So for example, if I do forward, you can make it all safe. So practicing the cancels will take a bit of time. So keep practicing it, and you will get it all down to a good level if you just practice. So let's talk about Predator zoning potential. We know that even up close, Hish-Qu-Ten is really good at pressuring your opponent with his cancels. He can continue combos. Whoops. After he can continue combos using his cancels, and yeah. Now, full screen is where Hish-Qu-Ten is a monster, pretty much. He's one of the best zoners in the game. If you're being... He can pretty much keep your opponent grounded. It's not his lasers that keep the opponent grounded, it's his disc. Because if the opponent tries to jump, when the disc is out... Whoops. Let's get him full screen. If he tries to jump, the disc will get him and you can continue a combo. So yeah, Predator in Hish-Qu-Ten controls the air really well. And getting them full screen is pretty easy. So if you wake up with that, they're already full screen. Throw a disc and you can continue your full screen presence. Just keep in mind to throw the disc out as much as you can, because if you don't, they can just jump over the projectiles. Or you can use the up laser as well, but that takes that's more of a read instead of a reaction based special move. So keep in mind to have the disc out, the opponent can't jump, and keeping them full screen is a very viable tactic. There's nothing There's nothing cheap about it. It's a strategy that is extremely viable. Let's talk about anti-airs. I should have gone through this in my Leatherface guide and my Codal guide, but I don't believe I did. So if you have your opponent jump over you constantly like that, and they want to get out the corner, and you don't want them to, you can either down, or you can't down, well you could down two, but it's his down two isn't, Predator's down two isn't the best. So if you want to continue a combo, you can do forward one, and then go into that, or you can do standing one into a combo. But forward one to me is the most consistent anti-air. So if you practice it, you can generally get it in matches if you keep it in your muscle memory. So forward one is probably the best anti-air that Predator has. Keep that in mind. Right, let's talk about combos. There's two different ways you can end combos with Predator. You can end with scimitar stab with the damage, for the damage, or you can end with forward four for a harder knockdown. And then you can set up the disc or backdash or set up the cloak if you used forward four. So a general combo I do, this does not require any cancels, is I'll just let you watch it and I'll talk about it afterwards. For yeah, let's go. 35% into a hard knockdown. Pretty simple combo. You can, there are different variations of it, so you can go 1-2 into cancel, do that. Oops. It's a bit less damage, but you you build more meter than doing it just normally. That's the reason why you don't do a neutral jump punch after this combo, is because the last hit of this string launches them. So there's added gravity to the combo. So if you do a neutral jump, you can't do the disc in the air, but you can do back 2-2 into this. So if you do add a neutral jump, just remember back 2 into that. You get 37%, which is more damage, but you can't. You could use a forward 4. Let me just show that. 33% into hard knockdown. So yeah, most of its combos are generally the same, whatever starter you use, apart from the 2-1-2. 2-1-2 is his meterless launcher, but if the opponent blocks it, you're full combo punishable pretty much. So keep that in mind. So his basic 2-1-2 combo would look like this. It doesn't do, because there's a lot of scaling on that, doesn't do as much damage if you spend a bar, but let's try that again. Alright. Bit iffy the herb boxes on it. Okay, let me try one more time. Oh wow. Alright. Okay, you get the gist of it. I'll try one more time. There we go. 27% meterless. It's not the best, but it's not terrible either. Of course you can cancel all of his normals into 2-1-2, but you have to obviously practice it. So yeah, practice the cancels because they will help you a lot. The best part about cancels is if you hit this, you can Jesus, not get good with cancels today. You can continue combos. There you go. So that, yeah, basically all his combos don't change, depending on the starter and the gravity used. You can always end, like I said before, end in standing forward scimitar stab or forward 4. I prefer using forward 4 because you can get the disc scale, backdash. Yeah. So, let's, his down 4 is extremely useful because you can do down 4 into ground laser. Most people get hit by that. Or you can do down 4 disc, backdash, start your zoning. Yeah. Okay. Anything else that I missed? So yeah, with his strings you can end in cancel pressure. Remember, standing 4 is the only real +1 that guarantees a follow-up afterwards, so keep that in mind. Having overheads on the end of the strings, you can mix into lows, so 1-2-2, end in overhead, you can do 1-2 low, 3-2, high low, or high overhead. You can do 4-2-1-2, end with an overhead, or do 4-2 low. So yeah, there's endless amount of possibilities of what you can do after in his strings with the low plasma shot. So yeah, Predator full screen, he's a threat, or Hish-Qu-Ten is. Close, he's also scary because of his cancel pressure and his ability to get meterless damage with his combos. I'm going to activate the chat now, so if you want to gaps. Hang on one sec. I'm just going to... Okay. Yes, this is practice mode. There are gaps in his pressure, so not all of his plasma shots have gaps, but the main ones are standing free into low. There's a gap, and obviously most of his actually don't have gaps. It's just standing free into low that's the most. All your down 4 into low is has a gap. And of course, even if there isn't, Reptile can punish it anyway because his slide is so fast. So the only real gaps that you need to worry about is obviously 3 into low or low to down 4 into plasma shot. If there's any more questions, I'll try to answer them, so just type what you want and I will do my best to answer them. Right. Yeah. Just to cover everything. Full screen is a threat, up close is a threat. The only character that can actually really outzone or out projectile war Predator Hish-Qu-Ten is Quan Chi. That's the only character that can really pose a threat. Pretty Lady Leatherface can also cause a few problems for Predator, but if you use the disc, he won't be able to do his air chainsaws. So yeah, I'm just gonna make sure. I've been through anti-airs, I've been through the pressure. Okay. The main strings you should use are 1-2 and back 3-1. Back 3-1. 2-1 is a 2-1's my 0 and block, and forward 2-1 is +1. Katana is a Katana's a really bad, easy matchup for Predator. I will show you why. Let's, I'll try to give a demonstration. The reason why Katana is pretty good for Predator is because she can't jump and do the internet disc because of Predator's smart disc. So she can only stick to the ground fans really, and you can just neutral duck and punish them. So for example, let me stay full screen. Practice options, reset position in place, AI options, record AI. Let's just throw fans. Just throw fans. You can duck them and go for the low. Oops. Wait. Oops. If you get one shot in, like if you do that, get the low, throw a disc, she can't really do much. So if you get a low shot, oops, you gotta time it, just practice it. Throw that, she can't jump or do anything, no character can. The only character that will give Predator a hard time for zoning is Quan Chi. That's the only character. Katana and Melina, well, Melina actually can give Predator problems because of the teleport, but generally she isn't that much of a threat full screen. It's just up close. Melina can give Predator quite a bit of trouble. The main weakness for Predator is when he's knocked down in the corner. He has terrible defense. His armor is not the best. Well, in fact, it's probably the worst armored move in the game now because it's so slow and has one hit of armor. So if you're getting pressured in the corner, the only real option is to use interactables. Whoops, wrong one. Let's go to Jinsei Chamber. your main option if you're in the corner is to use interactables. You could use the scimitar stab, but if you get blocked, you're full combo punished. So using interactables is a perfectly viable strategy to get yourself at the corner. Try not to jump over your opponent, because Predator has a very floaty jump which can be anti-air quite easily. Right, I think I've covered everything, so I will go do 3 ranked matches. And if you have any more questions, I will do my best to answer them. Later on today I'll do a Pretty Lady Leatherface guide. It won't be as long as the killer one, because I've already gone through all the Leatherface basic stuff, so I don't want to go through all that again. I will do things that I missed in the killer guide, which I should have done. So if there is anything else you want to know, I will try my best to answer them during the matches. I pick Hish-Qu-Ten against Katana. I would never pick Pretty Lady, because you can't jump, and Predator doesn't need to jump to get his zoning started. All you need to do is get one hit of the low laser in and then throw a disc. Hish-Qu-Ten or Pretty Lady? Hish-Qu-Ten's the better zoner, but Pretty Lady is better against certain other zoners. For example, Full Auto Jackie is a it's good against. Oops, wrong one. It's good against the Full Auto Jackie, because you can jump and do the low down back 3, which is a diagonal chainsaw. If you can practice instant air chainsaws, Pretty Lady is good, really good. I'll talk about Pretty Lady more in my guide, which I will do later on today. Gonna jump. That was risky doing a down 4 into low, but it worked, so trying to keep Goro full screen. What the hell? Oh, I forgot about that. Quatamori has like a I forgot to go through corner combos, which that was very silly of me. I'll do that after this match, because I just completely forgot about the corner combos, and I apologise for that. So I'll just go quickly back into practice mode and do that. Corner combos are really strong for Hish-Qu-Ten, so I am an idiot for forgetting them. Smart discs used to break armor, but they're not as effective anymore because of the changes to armor. So, but then again, armor isn't so much of a threat as it was before the patch. So there's not really a. If you do get hit by armor, most of the time, other than Sub-Zero Slide, which switches positions, yeah, Hish-Qu-Ten used to have armor breaking setups. For example, he could break any armor in the game apart from Reptile Slide and Punch Walk, and used to be Tanya. He couldn't break his her setup, sorry. But the armor breaking setup used to look like this. It would just do a combo. Whoops, fucked that up. Basically, ending the combo with 3 to into disc. On knockdown, you could break pretty much all armor, but I doubt it works anymore because the changes to armor. So, oops, no stamina. Yeah, that used to break armor, but obviously it won't work against Sub-Zero. But it'll probably work against characters with slow armor. So. Won't work against Sub, so yeah. But pre-patch, the armor break setup was extremely important to have in your arsenal. But now it's not as important because of the armor change. Now corner combos is where Hish-Qu-Ten really shines. You can get huge damage off his scimitar stab, but the problem is landing it and opening up your opponent. Meterless combos, you can just do 1, 2, 2, straight laser. Easy 29. Oops. Easy 29. Meterless. If you want to spend a bar, you can do 1, 2, cancel. Oops. Oh my god. Okay, doesn't seem to... There we go, 43 for a bar, not bad, but you get more damage of back 3, 1. Basically, if you do standing 4 into low laser, and then end with that, the damage scaling is pretty much non-existent. You get huge damage. You can get 2 shots with the laser in, which I can show. And get quite a lot of damage off a bar. So yeah, keep that in mind. There's really endless possibilities of how much damage you can get in the corner. But meterlessly, the best way to is ending with into straight laser, and then you can do down 1 into disc, continue pressure, and it's really up to you what you want to do. So you can cause a lot of heartache and headache if you corner your opponent. Just go to practice which combos work for you the best, and yeah. But the main thing guys need to practice is cancels. Cancels are extremely important in Hish-Qu-Ten's arsenal, and getting them consistently is going to win you more games. Standing forward is the only plus cancel, so again, you can do any other cancel, but just they're not plus enough to guarantee anything like standing 4 is. Meter Predator, Hish-Qu-Ten gets more meter than most characters. The main way to use meter when to spend bars is in combos or wake up attacks. he gets meter back like crazy because of the amount of special moves. If you get your opponent full screen and just keep throwing projectiles and they block them, you get quite a decent amount of bar. So, yeah.
Round 1. Fight.
Using the straight laser. Oops. That is really important. Wake up Predator. Teleport, yeah. Let's try to backdash that. Yeah, the EX straight laser, really fast, 8 frame, wake up. Remember, no armor though. Predator's cloak is basically used for anti-chip damage. Oh my god, I keep trying to backdash that. Teleport. EX laser does not have armor. EX cloak is well, it's like Unbreakable's eyesore. It just stops chip damage. The EX version, you don't take any chip damage. EX laser is an 8 frame wake up, but it does not have armor, so keep that in mind. It's very fast and it will catch a lot of people if they try to jump in on you on knockdown, and it will knock them full screen so you can start your full screen presence.
Faction battle. Aaron Black. Predator.
Scimitar stab, I personally think it should have gotten 2 hits of armor, but I think the NRS were worried about doing that. Yes, Predator does have an X-ray brutality.
Round 1. Fight.
I will spend 2 guards. Wow, I got hit by. Not a good idea to do that.
Round 2. Fight.
Predator, yeah, he does have an X-ray brutality. Yeah.
Brutality.
Now the main game plan for Hish-Qu-Ten is either get your opponent full screen, and Hish-Qu-Ten player's worst nightmare is to get stuck in the corner. So getting stuck in the corner without meter is extremely difficult to deal with, because Predator's defensive options are next to nothing. So yeah, that concludes this quick guide. If there's anything that any other questions you want to ask, just post it in the comments when this video goes live on YouTube. I hope you learned something, and if, yeah, like I said, any questions, please let me know, if anything. I'll be back later today to do a Pretty Lady version of this guide, and then later on, a few days, I might do Butcher, and then Blood God, and then Sun God, and then that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and I will be back soon.